everyone, I'm Gurleen. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we'll be discussing the trade plan for Tuesday, that is April 11th, 2023 for Nifty, Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty. We'll also take a look at a few select stocks wherein good risk to reward opportunities are brewing up. So be sure to stick around till the end of the video and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and do ring the notification bell so that you never miss an update. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the technical angle, starting with Nifty 50 on the daily time frame. So here on the daily chart, you can see that Nifty has closed on a flat note and it is hinting indecision at the highs. Also, as we've been discussing over the last few videos about this fresh harmonic pattern which got triggered above the level of 17,207. Now, according to this pattern, the targets for Nifty were placed at 17,590 to 17,690. So you can see that the final target of 17,690 was achieved in today's trading session, and we have seen a decent cool off from the highs. So what's the way ahead for the markets? Now moving forward with the hourly time frame. So we had seen a vertical rise in the index from the levels of 16,900, and we had been anticipating a temporary pause in the trend from this zone of 17,590 to 17,690. Why? Because it is a potential reversal zone. So it looks like that the possible case scenario is playing out over here. Now here you can see that Nifty is trading within this 100-point reversal zone. So at this point, what can happen here is that the index might consolidate within this range, and we might as well see Nifty catching up with these averages that are placed at the levels of 17,570 followed by 17,456. So you can consider both these levels as the immediate supports for the index. Now here you might as well ask that what are the odds of the upside move getting extended in the index? Well, in that case, the maximum possible upside that I'll be anticipating in Nifty is at the levels of 17,926, but that's just a possible case scenario and the chances of it playing out as of now are really slim. Now on the 15-minute time frame, in the last video we discussed that longs can be strictly trailed with respect to these moving averages on the 15-minute time frame, and an additional confirmation for a temporary pause or a breakdown would be below these moving averages. So here you can see that Nifty is forming some sort of a head and shoulders structure, and the neckline over here is placed at the 17,600 mark. So let's just understand in brief that how this structure can be traded. Generally, in a head and shoulders top, the trade is supposed to be initiated at the breakdown of the neckline, and in this case it is placed at the 17,600 level. So with a breakdown of 17,600, we can anticipate a target towards the levels of 17,525, and here the invalidation level will be at the right shoulder, which is placed at the levels of 17,637, or to round it off at the level of 17,640. But remember that this structure will only get initiated below the level of 17,600, so do manage the risk accordingly. Let's talk about the support and resistance levels for Nifty. So the support is placed at 17,432 followed by 17,325, and the resistance is placed at 17,690. Now let's move to Bank Nifty. So here on the daily chart of Bank Nifty, you can see that after 6 consecutive positive closings, Bank Nifty has registered a negative candlestick. Now we had been tracking this harmonic pattern with the breakout of the level of 40,200, and as we discussed in the last video, that Bank Nifty had almost achieved this target of 41,332 with a buffer of few points. Now another interesting thing over here was that the reversal zone coincided with the falling trend line, and we discussed how this long wick on the upside suggested exhaustion. Now there have been a lot of questions that what if Bank Nifty breaks out of this mark of 41,332 on a sustainable basis? Well, the chances of it are really slim as of now because it is a harmonic reversal zone. But even if it does, so in that case, the maximum upside that I'll be anticipating will be towards the levels of 42,068 and 42,268. But that's only a possibility as of now. So let's not preempt or place impulsive bets at the current levels. price. Now on to the hourly chart. So we discussed that as we have seen a vertical up move, so a consolidation within this range or a pullback towards the moving averages was due. So here you can see that Bank Nifty has tested the 20 EMA and is close to the 40 EMA. So the level of 40,681 can be considered as the immediate support level for now. You might as well ask that what if this 40 EMA level of 40,681 gets taken out? Well, in that case, the probability of testing the levels of 40,535 and 40,285 would open up, but will move along with the price action. Now on to the 15 minutes chart. In the last video, we discussed that it's highly likely for Bank Nifty to test the levels of 40,800 on the downside, and Bank Nifty has achieved the target. Now here you can also see that we have a descending trend line and Bank Nifty has been in a declining structure, and an intraday pullback here towards the moving averages as well cannot be ruled out. And it might also be the case that this pullback is followed by more selling pressure on the downside. So here below the level of 40,800, more downside would open up in the index towards the levels of 40,600, and it's advisable to adjust the risk accordingly. Now for Bank Nifty, the support is placed at 40,518 followed by 40,285, whereas the resistance is placed at 41,075 followed by 41,332. Let's also take a quick look at Fin Nifty for the expiry tomorrow. So here on the daily chart, you can see that Fin Nifty reversed from the levels of 17,272 and slowly it has been inching higher. Here also we had a harmonic pattern which got triggered above the level of 17,967, and we have seen a decent rally at this counter. Now today Fin Nifty has registered a bearish candlestick after 5 consecutive positive sessions. Now another thing to observe here is that Fin Nifty has traded within the range of Thursday's candlestick, the high and low of which is placed at 18,510 and 18,303 respectively. So the setup is quite simple. Here on the hourly chart, I have marked the range, and it might be possible for Fin Nifty to expire within this range of 18,510 to 18,300 or 18,200 as per the overall OI chart as well. Now as it's an inside bar setup, a directional move will only come in if we see a breakout at this high of 18,510 or if we see a breakdown at this low of 18,300. Now on the 15 minutes chart, you can see that Fin Nifty has given a breakdown of this structure, and here on an immediate basis, Fin Nifty might move towards the levels of 18,300. And as we discussed that for a directional move in case of a breakdown of this level of 18,300, Fin Nifty might be in for testing the levels of 18,200 as well. Now the support and resistance for Fin Nifty for tomorrow's expiry is placed at 18,300 followed by 18,200, and the resistance is at 18,445 followed by 18,510. Now let's move to stocks, starting with Reliance. So here you can see that Reliance is consolidating within a narrow range of 50 points, and the major support for Reliance is placed at the levels of 2290. Now generally such narrow range is followed by an explosive move. So let us consider the possibilities over here. Now if we see a breakout at the level of 2350, then Reliance can test the levels of about 2396 on the upside, which also happens to be a harmonic potential reversal zone. And on the flip side, in case this consolidation goes on, or even if we see a breakdown below this level of 2300, then Reliance might be in for testing the support levels of 2290. Now moving to Bharti AIRTEL. Here you can see that AIRTEL has been holding on to this demand zone placed at the levels of 740 to 748. You can also see that it has picked up from the same and is now trading at the levels of 770, which happens to be a resistance. So here if we see Bharti AIRTEL crossing this resistance level of 770, then it might turn out to be a nice swing bet for testing the levels of 795. Now the invalidation for this setup can be placed at the level of 745, but do remember that it is a conditional setup and will only get triggered above the level of 770. The last one is the update on L&T. We discussed on last Wednesday how L&T broke out of a 3-month long consolidation, and now it's almost near the target of 2345 to 2375. So at this counter, it would be best to trail your longs, and as of now, fresh swing entries are not advisable over here, only to get stuck at the high levels. So on that note, it's Gurleen signing off. Until we meet again, have a good time.